What's the deal, ladies and gentlemen? Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, we're back with Broadband Bullies. I think we're gonna move the show to Tuesday. We're gonna have an actual show Tuesday, and again, like we do all the gameplay, the live stream, we do that all during the week. But our massive tournaments and stuff that we handing out ass whoopings, we do that all over the weekend. It's hard to get somebody to go against us. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, with me today, I got my man Jesse P, co-owner of Broadband Bullies, my man Maslin, my man Garrett. He'll be hopping back in here pretty soon. Also to my man Dragons TV. Like I said, with Broadband Bullies, it's more than just about, like I said, video game talk. We want to do sports. We can do every goddamn thing. We got to crawl before we walk. But there was a few topics that have come up since the last time we got together and we talked about gaming. Of course, the hot news around the industry is the Destiny 30 frames a second on the PlayStation 4 Pro. But bigger than that, you had Destiny just come out and just frankly admitted that basically the PS4 Pro hardware is not powerful enough with their engine to run the goddamn game at 60 frames per second. Now, Jesse, I know that you're more of a PlayStation dude. Like, what are your thoughts on that? The mod is supposed to be a mid-generation upgrade. Like, how do you feel about this? You got your mid-gen upgrade, and you still can't get 60 frames. How do you feel? Hello.
Nothing.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we get yeah.
Hello?
Dave said he'll be right back. He had
No, I said you. We live on air, bro. You. What do you feel about that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even hear you. Say that again.
Okay, start from scratch. I said I said the word around town, the hot news and the stuff that is what Destiny 2 only being 30 frames per second on console. But Bungie took it one step, even further than that when they said the PS4 Pro's hardware is not powerful enough. The CPU is not fast enough to render their game at 60 frames per second. Now, this is your mid-generation upgrade. And what do you feel about that? Okay, you got a new, more powerful PlayStation 4, and they still having trouble running games at 60 frames a second. How do you feel about this?
Well, it sucks. It sucks, but it is what it is with the power that they came out with. That's what they chose to come out with. But if they would have dropped the 4K native, I believe they're trying to do 4K native 30 frames per second. If they would just hop off this 4K bandwagon right now and just do 1080p 60, I would much rather and more enjoy that. You know what I mean? Especially for a shooter. I think it would. I would be happy with 1080p 60 than 4K 30. That's my personal opinion.
And there's no damage control here, right? You're gonna have some engines again that is more GPU. I don't know what engine that they're using, but I don't think it's a GPU problem because, like I said, in there it's 10. It's the PS4 is 4.2 or 4.1 teraflop.
No, it is
Yeah,
CPU.
Yeah. So it's a CPU.
They're using this. They're using the
Even if
same
they were
engine.
to cut to just say the 1080p or whatever the goddamn case may be, they're still going to have trouble getting their business 60 frames a
That's
second.
true.
So
That's true.
whether they lock it down to 1080p, and look, you know what's crazy? I said this about a year and a half ago when I was saying when the specs came out, and as far as the bottleneck and whatever, they're not going to be able to run quote unquote a lot of these AAA multiplats at 60 frames per second. You know what I mean? Because the CPU is slightly beefier than the one that they have now. Let's say this in the PlayStation 4 Slim. You know what I mean? So what do you think about that, Maslin?
Wait, aren't they also using like the same engine before? They didn't optimize it or anything for this one. Like, the engine's already known, to be CPU heavy. So rumors are they didn't optimize it or upgrade the engine at all. It's still running on the old basic engine. I don't know if there's any truth to that, but that's what I heard. Some rumors are that's why it's still 30 frames per second on consoles.
I don't doubt that, but the problem is more so that Bungie is in a place where they're good making 30 FPS games. Like they've been making 30 FPS shooters since forever, which is bad in the sense of you need the twitchiness to do a shooter well, and especially one like Destiny. But they're in a space where they're just okay with doing it, good or bad. That's just where they are. Like the PS4 Pro they made it for VR. Like it wasn't the mid-gen upgrade, and they made it so that people wouldn't get sick for VR.
Facts.
Like that's just what it is. And the fact that they did that is always going to limit it going forward. That's why everybody is doing all this PS5 coming 2018 talk, because now they're in a position where the weakness of the PS4 Pro is coming to light, and they don't want to push that bad pub, but it's not going to change nothing. Like, until the PS4 Pro come out, even if it come out next year, you still going to get this push all in your face of you running it less than the Xbox One Scorpio.
You're 100% right on that. The Pro was designed for the VR, without a doubt. That's what his main focus out of the gate was, to push the VR better.
1,000%.
But here's the thing. I think we come to a point, not in a point, but that Sony has kind of, I guess, maybe I say boxed itself into a circle or corner with power. And which is cool. As gamers, we all want, power. But to me, it became a slippery slope, because I've never heard console gamers argue about resolution and frames per second. Now, we can talk about who got the better graphics, who got the better games. I don't ever recall someone, worried about this many pixels or that many pixels. But you had Sony with this whole narrative of 1080p makes you a better gamer, 1080p will give me death. We heard all this shit this whole generation. Now, moving into, I guess, Microsoft coming out with their mid-gen refresh, Sony no longer has the quote-unquote the power advantage, which, again, I think it might be good for gaming, because now what Sony has to do is focus on first party. We'll be getting games like God of War, what's that shit, No Days Gone.
Days Gone, Spider-Man,
mm-hmm.
Hellblade.
And you know what's the craziest part is that at the investors call the other day, their focus was third-party stuff. Like, they said in a robust catalog, and it showed Uncharted and GT Sport, and then everything else was third party.
Mm-hmm.
That's because why I believe on that. I believe they're doing that is because they can get the game shown on the Pro before they can get shown on the Scorpio. Because they get the Scorpio gets the marketing deals, and you see that on the Scorpio and all the commercials of what it could do. Why would you get it on the Pro? But if people see all these third parties on the Pro, everyone sees this, especially the casuals, the Call of Duties, et cetera, the Maddens. They're gonna go for that. You know what I mean? Because that's what they're seeing on the TV and the commercials. Oh, PlayStation got this. Oh, PlayStation got that. That's why I think they're trying to scoop up everything and keep everything off of the Xbox platform. Personal opinion on that.
Exactly. If you never seen it on a Scorpio, how do you know? I mean, you're seeing it on the Pro. You know what I'm saying? They putting the Pro out there front and center. You're not seeing it on a Scorpio, and quite frankly, you won't at all this whole fall. So,
like, this is the thing. Like, I think the problem is going to be Microsoft's approach to how they combat that Sony is going to put their name on everything. Because Sony, whenever they do, like when Xbox did a marketing deal all last gen, you knew it was coming out on the other platform, even though it had Xbox branding. Now Sony markets these things like they only on Sony, like they're only on PS4. I got a dude live next door to me. This dude, he plays games every once in a while. We was talking the other day. He like, yo, I'm gonna get that Star Wars Battlefront, so I got to go buy me a PS4. And I was like, why? You got an Xbox One? He was like, oh, it's on Xbox One.
Yeah,
bruh.
You know what they say?
That's that casual thing. Yo, that's the casual right there, bro. That's not even the regular casual. That's the casual.
Right, that's super casual.
Because you know what Sony does on their commercials and their advertisement? You always see play it on PlayStation first. Play the exclusive content first on PlayStation.
Yeah, play it exclusively exclusively on PlayStation, and then they put up like a little picture of the DLC.
Yeah.
You know what? At the end of the day, like far as and we can maybe segue into this. Let me ask you how you guys feel about there was an article that I read that's saying that is Sony ruining gaming more or less with all these I guess it's third party deals, keeping DLC or for rival platform for a year. Now, me personally, I never bought a game. This is me though. You know, I never bought a game and say, damn, they get that motherfucking skin when they get that map pack first. I rarely sell them by DLC. You know what I mean? I don't know. When it comes to that, I very seldom buy DLC. That Hot Wheels Forza was probably the first piece of DLC that I bought this generation. I bullshit you not. You know what I mean? So again, that doesn't affect me, you know. But there are some people like that are heavily invested into the duties, into the destinies, whatever the case may be. So basically saying is Sony setting a bad trend, a bad vibe with all, like I said, these third party deals, keeping multi-plat content off their rival, a rival platform for years. So it's not beneficial to the game. How do you guys feel about that?
Well, before we even go into anybody feeling any type of way, let me say that we did the same thing last gen. Microsoft did the same shit last gen. You can't cry this gen after you damn near created it. Shit, yo, you can't cry right now. You gotta accept it. When you winning and when you losing, you gotta feel the same way. You can't be, oh, this is ruining gaming. Like I remember we used to get the map packs and I was heavy in Call of Duty before. So I know we was getting the map packs first. I was bragging to my coworkers like, yeah, we getting the map packs first. You know what I'm saying? And so I can't be mad about it. You know what I mean? It's just something you got to accept right now. I don't know about Destiny players because I'm not a Destiny player. So I don't know how they feel about getting stuff a year later or what is that? A month or a year later for Destiny? I think it's like a year. I'm not sure.
It's a year. Yeah, it's a year worth of content.
I understand a month, but a year? Whoa, fuck! I'm not gonna lie. After a year, fuck that.
Right, and because by the time, like, you gotta think, even stuff that came out, like Destiny put out stuff every year in September or whatever. So the stuff that came out last September, no one gives a damn about because the Destiny 2 is coming out this September. So you won't even see it. Like,
exactly,
you literally won't even touch that. Because it's still on Destiny 1 and everybody gonna move to Destiny 2.
Exactly.
Like you were saying with
that's for the birds.
With the DLC. Last generation, I played mostly on PlayStation 3. I think after my Xbox Red Ring of Death, I didn't buy another one. And you know how upset it would get me? Not upset, but I would get angry that the maps would come out 2 or 3 months first for Call of Duty, because I would see my boys playing or my brother playing, and I had to wait. That gave me a little bit of animosity towards Microsoft. You know what I mean? That made me a little like.
So what you're saying is that the fact that you lived in a roach motel and you had roaches in your house, your Xbox bombed out, you took that out on Microsoft. Come on, man.
No, I'm not, but vice versa though for the other people. Now, you know what I mean? Like, it's gonna suck for them. I know what it's like to be in that position, getting everything else 2 or 3 months later. It sucks. And as a PlayStation fan and a gamer first, I think it's messed up. But they have to do what they have to do to sell consoles at the same time. But I know what it's like to be on the other side of that on the other side of the platform, waiting to get that DLC, and you can't play it. You got to wait 3 months. It fucking sucks.
You got to do what you got to do to get customers to buy into your platform. I mean, these damn consoles are damn near the same. I mean, as far as specs go, you can let them cry about that 1080p to 900p difference all you want. They're damn near the same. You got to do what you got to do to get the customers to come on over, man.
For real. This is the thing, like, we as gamers are looking at this and we're like, yo, they got this marketing, they get this DLC first. Sony and Microsoft are looking at this as zeros and ones. Either I made some money or I didn't. And the craziest part is I got stock in both Sony and Microsoft. I bought Sony when it was cheap.
Don't pull that deep back on me.
I don't care. They making me money just like I'm buying from them. It's all the same.
Man, D the tech guys, so you got stock in AMD.
The joint. I'm listening. This the thing I do. That's not the point. But the point is that if you look at both of these companies when they go to these investor calls, Microsoft's focus is on services because that is what's making money. When you go to Sony's investor calls, they do the same thing now. The only difference is Microsoft is all about business, so they put out services. Everybody jump on the how much you sold, which to Microsoft is irrelevant because Xbox division last quarter made $1 billion. They don't care. Sony, as a whole company, made $250 million. Like, the disparity between the two is that everybody's looking at it from the I need this perspective when Microsoft and Sony is playing an entirely different game of chess.
Yeah, so Microsoft is also a software company. Sony's also a hardware company. Look how many computers in the world are using Windows. They have the corporate front on lock. That's
Right.
all their profit. You know, they're
Right.
playing on two different playing fields. But if you just take the Xbox community away from Microsoft, that's 11% of their total profit. That's pretty a big deal though for any company. 11% of your profit every year is coming from Xbox. You know, and they're neglecting it the way they are. I mean, to be honest, it's not. Xbox isn't like it used to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
My man Dragon's TV, you there? Not
You there, bro?
but one quick other thing you were saying though, with these third-party deals now for like younger kids, especially, say from like my son's age group, say from like 7 to like 16, all these kids are seeing all these third-party games coming to PlayStation. So Joe, just in their mind, you know what I mean? They're gonna, just by seeing that, they're gonna want a PlayStation more. And I've seen it with my son and all his friends. They see all these like third-party deals and Call of Duty first and all these things. You know, they want PlayStation. Oh, I want a PlayStation. Oh, I want a PlayStation. It works. It's to us, the hardcore gamers that own both systems, that know a little bit better, know like, oh, I can get that on here or I can get that on there. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I feel as though, like, as far as that, the narrative is going to change. Once the Scorpio's out, and rather, I'll give you an example. At the start of this generation, Microsoft had all the third-party deals, right? Am I right or am I wrong?
True story.
Yeah, and
Yeah, you're right.
So what the word started to get out that Sony had the more capable console, whether it's 1080p or whatever the goddamn case may be. You know, motherfuckers talk. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, whether I don't care how many goddamn marketing deals Sony has. You know what I mean? If you walk inside goddamn GameStop and they're playing Call of Duty on the Scorpio compared to the Pro, you're like, God damn, I want that version right there. You know what I mean? So.
But if you know about GameStop, all the GameStops in my neighborhood, when you first walk in, the first thing you see is all the PlayStation 4 stuff. The Xbox is always in the back of the store, always in my neighborhood.
Yeah,
you know.
See, I really don't fuck with GameStop stuff. I don't. They're fucking rip off. I go to
Yo, can I ask?
Yeah, what's up?
What the hell? Y'all can hear me?
Yeah,
I hear you.
Let me ask a question, man. Now, I call myself a so-called advanced gamer, a tech head. Let me ask you a question. Both systems output 1080p regardless. What the system reads shouldn't even matter to the public, whether it's 900p, whether it's 1080p, because both systems upscale the games 1080p 60. I don't understand how people can get out here and talk about resolutions and they go in Best Buy and buy Insignia TVs, which is 720p, most of them.
You're right.
I don't understand that. I mean, I had 4K since 2013 and my TV was like $5,000. That's the F9000 Samsung. There was nobody on the market with a TV like that. And the resolution, it's like the PlayStation can do 1080p games. But how many of those 1080p games got button lag? So if you can't do a 1080p games with no issues, are you really doing 1080p?
Wait. You're the same guy that was saying that last time, right? That input lag with the buttons were called.
Yeah, but this is a fact.
No, that was false, bro. I have no idea what you talk about.
Okay. When you go to Digital Foundry, they just had button lag and goddamn Prey. The same thing. They did it on Digital Foundry, man. Don't do 1080p if you can't do it all the way.
You said 1080p last time you were playing Tomb Raider. When you hit jump, she jumped like a split second later.
Yes.
I never had that problem.
If listen, I told you, do your homework. Go to Digital Foundry, look at the comparison.
I played the game.
No, listen to me.
I don't need Digital Foundry to tell me something I can see myself.
Listen.
Listen. Moving on.
I'm just saying, man. On the technical aspect, most of these people standing around in GameStops, Best Buys, Toys R Us, wherever they get their games from, they talking all this tech shit and they playing on bullshit hardware. And overall, They ain't got great surround sounds. They go to Best Buy and get a sound bar and think they got surround sound. Just in general, no matter what the issue is, Sony made this a 1080p race. They did that. This is the first time in the history of gaming I've ever heard people talk about frame rates and resolutions, and they don't know what they're talking about. Is it about the games, or is it about resolutions? Because they first said 1080p makes you a better gamer.
Oh shit!
I think that's crazy.
That's what
I'm just saying. I think that's crazy.
You know what I mean? Not the game, but practice, nigga. Practice.
Right. Like, I mean, I'm a Sony PlayStation Pro owner, and when they made the Pro, my TV takes advantage of it, and the games that they patched, it looks phenomenal. I'm very happy with the Pro, but the PlayStation Pro is what both consoles should have been. They both brought out a system in 2013 with a 2011 hardware.
Yeah,
that was horrible.
Okay.
But
that was horrible.
Moving on.
It was dog shit. But moving right along, I got some more shit here. And my bucket of notes. I got some more shit here. How you say? Let me ask you guys a question, all right? Fuck it, truth and it. E3 is in what, about 2 weeks? 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Microsoft is starting off E3 that Sunday, I believe it's June 10th or June 11th, right?
June 11th, 12 o'clock.
June 11th, 12 o'clock. And they got the whole day, right? I don't know how long their show is going to be, but they're going to be basically showing stuff, all day or whatever the goddamn case may be, right? My question is to you. First, is Nintendo have what Nintendo's going to do their pre-tape thing again or whatever?
Yeah, they said they're going to do like some little spotlight. That's what it's called. Mario for Mario. A spotlight for Mario.
Oh, I thought isn't they going to introduce a Scorpio before E3 though? Is that on the 11th?
They didn't say.
Well, I'm assuming it's going to be on that Sunday. That's why they
don't do it
Sunday, so that they can take like a half an hour and talk about Scorpio, and then that normal hour and a half to do whatever they would have normally done.
Right.
I thought they were going to do some like a little Scorpio event prior to like their E3 conference.
They're not doing it.
It'll all happen.
Sony's doing their shit like they always do, bro. Sony like the still shit. But anyways, I was saying, right, before I even go there, I wanted to ask you guys a question. Before I even start the E3 shit here, I wanted to ask you guys a question. You got Microsoft, like I said, Sunday, Sony Monday. I guess Nintendo's going to do their pre-tape E3 thing on maybe that Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday.
Okay, you know what I mean? All that. But before I even go there, it says Sega is spending almost $500 million to create new IPs and do sequels on beloved franchises. And what do you like to do again?
Yeah, this is funny because the Sega dude is laughing. I'm a Sega dude, son.
I think it's good. I would love to see Sega come back to what they once were. Even if it's just in games, man. They have a backlog of games they could bring back that would sell tremendously.
Not to this market.
If you're not bringing an updated Streets of Rage, just don't even bring it, bro. For real.
Or Fantasy Star Online to the West.
Power Stone.
Streets of Rage, bro.
Fantasy Star
on Power Stone.
Bring back the Streets of Rage with like a third person aspect. I think that would be.
You ever see those movies with a genius in the movie? He's so smart he get crazy.
Yeah.
That's Sega, man. They too far ahead of themselves. First of all, they was making military sims. That's where those virtual games came from. Every time they made a virtual game like a Virtua Fighter, Namco would take a game and do the same type of game and make it fun. Virtua Fighter took skills. There was no maybes in that game. It took people's decades to learn one character. Tekken, you jump right in. They made Virtua Racing. These dudes made Ridge Racer. They was too far ahead in terms of Sega CD, 32X. They put out so much hardware. Yo, listen, man. They ain't never coming back. Them dudes, man. Never.
What was that game? Sewer Shark? Like another Sewer Shark. That game was dope. I remember that game blew my fucking mind when I saw it.
I remember the game where you was playing with the white people in the what was that game called? It was video. It was on Sega CD.
Yeah, the screen game.
Yo, that game was crazy. People was getting killed in the house.
Yeah, it was the first game to like.
These dudes was ahead of the game. but they was too smart.
But here's
Oh,
Weren't
we
they
gonna
gonna-
bring this out next week.
yo,
Weren't
we
they
gonna
going to
bring this
release
out
that
next
again
week.
on PlayStation 4? That game you're talking about? I heard
Yeah.
they were going to re-release that on
yeah,
PlayStation 4.
yeah, for the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. They are. I forgot the name. Street something or Night something, Night House or some
Then
shit.
you got Yo Suzuki and this other dude from Shenmue. Do you know Shenmue was doing what Grand Theft Auto's doing right now?
Facts.
You know
Them
what though?
dudes was so far ahead, but they was crazy.
You
They
know
just
what?
doing
I'm
too
glad-
much.
You know what? You know what happened to Sega? Oh, this is guys on this true. They put the game in a headlock as far as the Sega Genesis, right? And then they came out with this. They had the 32X and they had the CD. That was a lot in between before the quote unquote Sega Saturn, right? They dropped a bang, bang, bang. But Mike was Sony. I'm sorry, what Sega did wrong. Is that the Sega Saturn was very, very hard to develop for. Was the first issue. B, it had horrible marking. It just bitch just dropped out of nowhere. Bam, you know what I mean? And
In
Sony
the United States, I walked in Software Etc. was on the shelf.
yeah, and it was $100 more than the PlayStation. You know what I mean?
I was like, this shit is out?
Yeah, and it was $100 more than the
Fuck what y'all
PlayStation.
talking about.
Dreamcast.
Dreamcast is God, man.
Right.
Dreamcast is God.
Dreamcast
But
all
it's
day.
too late.
I do
It
not
was too
care.
late.
You can say whatever you want. I loved it.
Dreamcast was
Okay.
fire.
But it was
I-
too late.
No, it's not even that it was too late. It's that it was too far ahead of itself. Like I had online play when everybody was like sending off carrier pigeons still. Like
Yeah.
Dreamcast was too far ahead of itself.
You know what?
Yes, it was.
Dreamcast-
Everybody was
let
like,
me
I'm
be
not
the-
gonna buy it.
Let me be the one right now to thank Dreamcast because they set the blueprint for Xbox and Xbox Live.
Oh yeah,
Thank you.
Windows CE, baby.
Facts.
Windows CE. And Nintendo did the same thing to Sony. They dropped Sony. Sony said, we're going to make our own system. They should have never did that. Now
They're
look where
kicking themselves in
Nintendo's
the ass
at.
for that.
Yes.
They're definitely kicking their ass for that one.
And so was Sega. But the Dreamcast was a wonderful system. They had the best
Dreamcast
2D game.
was the
It's
shit.
amazing. But you know
The
who
2K
didn't buy
football was the best
Dreamcast?
on Dreamcast.
Oh yeah,
2K football was the
2K
shit.
football was the shit. Made Madden rethink their whole strategy. They was like, we can't have no competition. We buying this. We buying a license forever. But with Dreamcast, Japan ruined Dreamcast, and Europe. They was like, we're not buying it. United States bought it, but they needed more than one region. Game over.
And you know what also too what killed them is that a year later you had your biggest competitor again was Sony and they had a DVD player.
Mm-hmm.
They had a DVD drive, much better. You know what I mean? That's really
You want me to name the format for you? VCD Dreamcast games. VCD. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. They had their butts. Like I said,
I just showed my age.
It all came down. It all came down to they put out a product that was ahead of its time, and the marketing for it didn't make any sense. Everybody's like, "I don't know what you're talking about, so I'm not gonna do this. I'm gonna go with this cheaper version that's over here. It plays CD games, got a whole bunch of stuff, and then the next iteration of it can play DVDs. Like they progressively just back themselves into a corner where they dream too big, but didn't set up the groundwork to make it happen.
Yeah,
it was the same thing that happened to Microsoft. This at the beginning of this generation.
Yeah, but getting back to this whole Sega with their 500 million being spent, they better come correct or don't come at all, man. Like don't.
I don't know if they have the leadership. I don't know if they have the leadership. And this is what I always said about Sony. I used to be a huge Sony fan. Like I always say, I bought the last great Sony TV, which is about $4,000. The Sony XBR 450 in the Wiz, it's like $4,000. But Sony problem was they got old ass Japanese dudes running the company, and they think Japanese. If it wasn't for Mark Cerny and those Westerners changing the development cycle of PlayStation and the development of how they make games, Japan liked the challenge of a system being challenging to make games for. They was built on that. They didn't use Unreal Engine. They wouldn't use the Cryo Engine. These dudes was like, nah, we're not doing that. We want it to be hard. We want a challenge. Nobody wants to do that no more. Nobody.
They want to keep all the money in house and
Right.
make their own shit. But which, like,
Yeah, but that don't work.
at the end of the day, before us, at one point, I would say I guess the late 80s, 90s, or whatever the case, maybe the early part of 2000, Japan had the video game industry in the headlock. When you had the games like Jade Empire and Knights of the Old Republic, or the RPG aspect of it, the landscape started to change. You know what I mean? As far as we play, the way we consumed our RPGs. Now, as far as Sega, getting back to that, Sega, I've always said that they have a shitload of IPs that they can maybe reinvest in, like Streets of Rage. Just give it a dollar to give it some next generation graphics. Golden Axe, give it like $20 titles. Give it some next generation graphics. Ultra Beast, all that shit. Put them out for like $20-$25 on the marketplace. I think they do good. You know what I mean? I don't know about
I just saw that new PC game that Sega has out. Have you seen
You
it?
talking about Vanquish?
That's old.
I think so. That
Yes.
That's old.
I just saw it. I just saw it on Facebook for the first time.
Yeah,
that thing looks amazing.
It comes out Friday, but this is the thing. If Sega come
amazing.
out and I love that game. If Sega come out though,
amazing,
and they don't come right, and they mess this up for the second time, they are done.
Yeah.
Like done, finito, gone.
With something heavy, man.
They gotta come.
what?
Like
I'm gonna tell you something.
They are
They gotta-
gone.
Gotta
They gotta
be,
take all the.
you gotta step it the fuck up. You can't come with no bullshit. This is a whole different climate out here nowadays, man. Like,
They gotta
we
let
don't want to
Sonic go.
see no bullshit. Don't put out no fuckery. It's not gonna work.
Yeah, they can't put all their eggs in Sonic.
But-
the Sonic games, they don't sell
I
no more.
definitely don't want to see no fucking Sonic. Not at all.
Well,
I
you know
think
what?
not.
That new Sonic,
Man, fuck
looks amazing.
Sonic.
No, this
Fuck
one does.
Sonic,
How
No,
many,
fuck
that-
Mario,
but
I'm
the-
off that.
how
Right.
many Sonics before that were trash though? Before this one actually looks like
But
this
no.
looks legit.
The Sonic Adventure series is dope, especially the first one. You fought something like Godzilla at the end. That was crazy. That was on Dreamcast. The second one was good, but they don't really remake Sonic. They kind of redo old shit because the one that's coming out for the Switch is old shit. That's not a new game. That's old levels. They just remixing it. You know what I'm saying? You don't get points for that. But the new Sonic, they look like they're taking it somewhere else. You can design your own character, has 2D,
Sonic
has
Champions,
3D.
right?
Nah, it's called Sonic. Damn, I gotta look this up.
No, there's
Damn,
two
I can't-
Sonics. There's two Sonics coming out. Like the one you said, the one that's coming out on the Switch, and then the whole new one.
Yeah, that one's coming out on the Switch
Yeah.
too. But
With
yeah, the whole new
third-person
one looks
view.
dope. Right,
Yeah,
right. That one,
third-person
and it
view,
has
3D
side
worlds.
person 3D. Right. It's
Mhm,
that
yeah.
I'm buying that. That looks
Yeah,
crazy.
that's
Looks
day
like-
one.
That looks dope. Right. But like I said, games like Vanquish, even Bayonetta. You know, when I bought Bayonetta on 360, it sold a little bit. Even the Bayonetta on Wii U, they dropped that game 3 years after launch, and it still
Make it-
didn't sell.
Come out with a new Crazy Taxi, like a up-to-date version, like a totally built from the ground up. Crazy Taxi.
You know what? And this is real. I know y'all dudes gonna be this motherfucker on some Tony Hawk shit. Let me tell you something. Jet Set Radio was way ahead of everything.
Yeah.
That game was incredible.
That's
I don't
why
even play skateboard
Sunset
games. But
Overdrive was
that game
dope.
is dope, man.
That's why
Yes,
Sunset
Overdrive too. Yeah.
Like Overdrive pretty much took Jet Set
Mhm.
and brought it to a new
Mhm.
setting and added some more craziness and glitz and glamour.
They put graffiti in the game.
Yeah,
They put hip hop and techno tunes in the game with some rollerblades. The game was fun.
Jet Set was fire.
The game was just straight crazy. Yeah, man. They have to do things like that. They gotta, but Sega don't take no financial risk, so they really not in trouble. They was in trouble
that's
with
the-
hardware, but software.
That's the problem,
They don't
though.
take
Is
no
that
risk.
now the way they're talking about restructuring is that they're gonna take all that surplus money that they've been building up from putting out mediocre games, but selling enough to recoup because they're not taking any risk. They about to take that cash and push it all into new stuff. Like I said, if they fail, they're done. So it's either going to be a fire sale at the end of next year where Sega is selling off all their IP to stay afloat, or we're going to talk about how Sega made it back to the top. One of the two is going to happen.
You don't think
There's no
they
middle
tested the
ground.
market with Bayonetta and Vanquish?
No,
I think they tested the
they
market
did.
with
I think-
Vanquish and Bayonetta.
I think they did, but the problem is they tested the market, and now they're doing the Sonic Forces. That's what it's called, Sonic Forces. They're doing the Sonic
Yes,
Forces.
that's what it's called.
Putting out that new joint with, and then they're taking whatever old franchises, making them new. The problem is that if they get one mediocre hit, one swing, and a miss, that is going to catapult them either to failure or to success, and there's going to be no middle ground, because the way they're talking about their strategy is now they putting all their money into this development basket in order to push themselves back to the top. Whether or not that works out, it'll all be done by the end of next year. By the end of next year, we'll know whether Sega still exists or whether or not we're gonna be getting those games on other platforms. Because
there's going to be a lot of companies not existing. People still not buying Titanfall. They got 58 million PlayStation 4s out there, and Horizon Zero Dawn is struggling to get to 2.6.
Whoa, Horizon.
That's ridiculous. That game is amazing.
Horizon is somewhere damn near forward by now. Whoa. Last time
hold on.
26.
Hold on, let me look up the new ones.
Nah,
the last time I looked, they sold
bro. Yo.
Yeah.
They sold.
Until
No, you can't count digital. I'm talking about what's they're not going to talk about it, because if one thing Sony does, if they got some good numbers to talk about, they gonna
put that out immediately. Yeah.
Like they're gonna drop it.
That's what it is. Like Sony, whenever Sony puts out their numbers, that's how you know they want to push that narrative real fast.
Yeah.
Because
now look,
like you gotta think about all
right
these games. Like just like Horizon Zero Dawn. I bought Horizon Zero Dawn when it first came out. I dug the game.
Me too.
But everybody else,
$100 and something on that game.
That initial burst of people bought, that 2.6 to 4, somewhere in that range. They all bought it. Everybody after that are buying the copies we bought, or people bought from GameStop, and they're going to buy those used copies because everybody beat the game, took it back. I bought it digital because I don't buy physical games, but everybody beat that game. Now they took it back. Everybody who waited to buy the game is now buying it used. They're not buying the game new anymore. So the sales numbers from here on out are going to fall through the floor just because nobody is still buying the game new. The only time you'll see a bump is when it goes on sale.
Yeah.
It goes on sale.
That's when
it's
Sony's
man.
fault, though.
I gotta wait.
No, it's not Sony's fault.
That's not Sony's fault at all.
No.
They have no control. They have no control over third-party aftermarket sales. There's nothing they could do about it.
No. I have. This has nothing to do with Sony. This has got something to do with these weak ass fans we got now. Because a game like Horizon Zero Dawn should be at 5 or 6 million easy. The game is amazing, and if you got some kind of decent TV, it looks amazing. It plays amazing. The story is good. The acting is good. The character anime. There's nothing wrong with that game. There's no way that the first week it comes out it's 2.4.
The water was trash.
It comes out 2.4 million. He said the water.
You a fool, dog.
I'm just saying, man. Overall, the game is better than a lot of games that's dropped last year. No, single player wise.
That's the best game out this year. There's hands down the best game that's come out so far this year. Name one better. Name one better.
There isn't none.
I like For Honor better than I like that.
You like what?
I like For Honor better than I like fucking what's your name? I
For
definitely
Honor ain't got no single player.
The For Honor single player is
hard. Single player games, I'll give you that.
It ain't no single player game. It's a 3-hour training mission.
I'm saying if we go to single player games,
that's true. I beat that man.
That's what it is.
But if we go with single player games, I'm giving it to Resident Evil so far this year. I love
Resident Evil is dope. Resident Evil is dope.
It's dope, but it's not on Horizon's level. No way.
Man, it's two different genres, man.
Here's
two different type of games, but it's definitely dope.
Yeah, y'all about to get up in arms real quick. Horizon, I love the game. It was dope until you get to that second half.
It's fucking repetitive.
Once you get to that second half, you do nothing but the same thing you did in the first half for 4 hours, and you can't do anything else. Like you have to do. You like once you reach a certain point in the game. I'm not gonna spoil it for nobody. Once you reach a certain point in the game, you fought every robot and you've done every mission variety that there is, and now it's just a grind to finish it.
Did you enjoy yourself though?
Yeah. Like I said,
yeah.
That's all that matters.
When the game
That's
was
all that
over,
matters.
when the game was
That's
over,
all that matters.
did you want a sequel? Yes or no? When that game was over,
Yes,
did you
you
want a
did.
sequel? Yes. Success.
Yes, you did.
I want
That's all.
I want
That's all that
sequels to
matters,
almost
man.
Everything that's. I want sequels to everything that's good. You know what I'm saying? I don't.
I said the same.
Only thing I never wanted to see a sequel to is probably them Burger King games.
Yo,
Quick question.
I like trash.
Did Sega make Lost Planet? Remember Lost
Oh,
Planet?
Yeah. No.
No, it's Capcom. That's Capcom.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
Capcom.
It was Capcom.
Capcom.
I wanna
Capcom
break
need to
game.
stop bullshitting then.
Series is done. No. Capcom
Capcom is putting
is
out old games.
one burger meal away from being. Yeah, they keep rehashing everything. They're one bad meal from being bankrupt.
They announced what? Dragon's Dogma. They doing a remastered version of Dragon's Dogma for PS4 and Xbox One. Like that.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
That's where they at. They stop pushing new games unless somebody gives them specific money to make this exact game. They're not doing anything out of their wheelhouse because they ain't got it.
They don't want to go bankrupt.
Right, they ain't got it. They're not trying to sell themselves.
They ain't got it.
They tried to.
Last year they had 137 million in the bank.
How good?
137 million.
How good did that Resident Evil
crazy.
game do? Umbrella Corp thing.
No, it didn't. It didn't do good. Oh, Umbrella Corps.
Yeah.
Damn, I like that's the online 4-player co-op game, right?
Yeah. How did that do?
Yeah,
Garbage.
it didn't do well. It was,
right?
but the game was fun.
I think it was rated
The
low.
game was crazy. Yes, the ratings was low, the graphics was off, but the game was fun. It got almost 100 million people playing Minecraft. That game was fun, man. First of all, they was dropping in all kind of monsters, blowing up gas stations, cooperative play. That game was dope. But you know what? Dudes don't want new IPs. Just like everybody complained about Resident Evil 6 and 5, too much action movie, blah, 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 blah. They make a horror version of Resident Evil and they ship 2.5 million, where the other two, 4 and 5, sold 4.5 million apiece.
You know what I want to? Xbox needs to make a Mecha Soul.
Facts. Facts.
Oh.
ASAP.
Facts.
Oh.
It needs to be done. That's my only wish for fucking E3.
You just hurt my feelings.
My wish list is Mecha Soul, Fight Night, and Def Jam. Make those three games.
Fight Night.
Damn, what else you put out?
First two Def Jams was dope.
Give me a Mecha Soul and a new Mecha Soul and a new Resistance, and I'm a happy camper. E3 is.
I used to run home from work and play Mecha Soul for 8 hours with my homies.
Yeah, dude, that shit was the
8 straight hours.
What was the big robot? I remember when I unlocked the big robot, they used to shoot the green ball out of his chest. You had to beat the game to unlock it.
Mecha Soul 2 or Mecha Soul 1?
Yeah, maybe it was Mecha Soul 2, but that was the big robot.
Mecha Soul 2 was we used to run out your mech and climb up that long ass ladder.
No, it's Mecha Soul 1. It's Mecha Soul 1 I'm talking about.
Soul 1, I think it was the Atlas.
Yeah, the Atlas. That was my character, bro. I love that dude. You had to know how to play with him, though. You couldn't just get into him and play with him. He was slow as shit.
Sega could bring back a cult hit. Chrome Hounds.
That was a good game, dude.
I hated Chrome
I like that
Hounds.
game.
That was. Oh nah, man.
Get out of here.
I'll take that.
Get out of here.
Chrome Hounds was crazy.
Oh man, fuck that.
That was his dope,
Fuck
bro.
Chrome Hounds. My boys love that game. We came from Mecha Soul, went to Chrome Hounds. Fuck Chrome Hounds. Straight up.
Bring back
Chrome Hounds is like playing chess, and Mecha Soul is playing checkers.
Bring back Echo the Dolphin.
Chrome Hounds is
in VR. In VR. Echo the Dolphin in VR would be sick.
That would be dope. That would be dope.
Yeah,
I love Echo the Dolphin.
that would be
A lot of people
dope.
didn't like Echo the Dolphin was sick.
Hey, mute this motherfucker. He just said Echo the Dolphin.
Yo,
Mute this
I enjoyed
motherfucker.
it.
He
Nah,
talking about
Echo was
Mute
good,
this
man.
motherfucker, man.
Nah, you out on your own on that one.
Yo, at least he didn't say bring back the guys with the talking heads on the fish bodies. Remember that?
So what's everybody's top wish for E3?
Top wish, we close. Top wish for E3: love, peace, and happiness. Nah, top wish. Microsoft
PlayStation 5.
Give me they already just got the Pro. God damn. Give me a Fable 4. I need Fable 4 from Microsoft, and I'll be a happy man.
Okay.
Mechasol and Mechasol and
Go ahead, Jess.
Mechasol and Resistance, and I'll be happy.
Oh,
From Sony.
Okay.
You like Resistance?
I love Resistance. That's my favorite franchise of all time.
Real talk, you'll never get
all
another
time.
Resistance. It's
What's
never
your
happening. It's never happening.
what's
Well,
your
there's
top
rumors.
wish, Maslin?
That's a rumor. It's a rumor
Fight
right
Night.
now.
Fight night. I want fight night. I don't give a damn about nothing else.
Yo.
I want fight night.
Can I
I
change
want-
mine? Can
I want Fight
I
Night
wanna
on
change
backwards
mine.
I turn
compatibility.
E3 off. Go about my day.
I want to change mine. I agree with him. Fight Night, definitely a new Fight Night, but built like Fight Night Round 3 mechanics.
Oh,
Fight Night
Yeah,
Round 3 had the best
yeah.
mechanics.
Thanks.
Motherfuckers got knocked out in Fight Night Round 3.
Oh, I'll pull out Jermaine
Alright.
Taylor, bro.
What about
I'm
you,
gonna
Jay?
hit y'all with this. We need Scale Bomb, man. I'm sorry.
Wow, come on, man.
If they
Stop opening up
if
that
they come
fucking
on
room,
stage
man.
and listen, that traumatized dudes on PlayStation. That's how serious that cancellation was. If they come out and gave that to another studio, dudes don't care. They gonna say they want E3 just if they say it'll be out next year. Gave it to somebody else. That game is looking crazy. Crazy. I hope so. I hope so, man.
You know what I want
I
to
would-
see too? I want to see the Scorpio come out with a VR headset wirelessly.
But
A wireless.
well, they
VR
already got
headset.
that Vive one that's supposed to come out.
But is
the
it
next
wireless?
Yeah, it's wireless.
I want
It's a wireless VR headset.
That's what I want to buy.
From
The
Vive.
PSVR.
You dudes
With
got to
all
stop
the
asking
wires.
for the impossible.
I
PSVR
gotta
with
look
the
at the-
wires. It's just annoying, man.
But
I
that's
want
a real
wireless
thing.
headset.
Nah, they already announced that the Vive has a wireless headset coming out next month. That's a
the
Yeah,
real.
you got to
joint?
wear a book. You got to wear a book bag on your back. Look like
Is that a-
GI Slow.
Is that an Asus?
on,
Is
man.
that the Asus headset?
Now the Acer
Nah.
headset. First of all,
That one is a combo.
those headsets that's the mixed reality. First of all, the reason you don't need a powerful PC or can run on Xbox One because it has chips built into the headset to do all the work. All the work. Even with the hand tracking with the motion trackers. I put that up before. I put that up maybe like 2 weeks ago. They did the right thing. Oculus and Vive are excellent. I play both of them. They both are excellent, man. But it takes a lot of setting up for both of them. You got to have an ideal situation,
Even the VR
especially
too.
with the Vive.
The PSVR is the same way, man. You need to fucking
Yeah.
set up the wires, move your
They
coffee
got it.
table out of
It's
the
like
way,
Connect.
adjust your camera.
You better have the right situation or you waste your money.
Yeah.
Well,
The Oculus is the best option though because it uses lasers.
If I'm gonna go with,
It's really
something I want to come
good.
back for E3, I gotta go with Microsoft because that's what I came from. I gotta go with Microsoft. But
Yeah,
for
Microsoft is the
Sony-
truth.
For Sony, I need to see some Twisted Metal, bro. Going
I
on.
was
gonna
in
say
that
cities
too.
type settings,
That was
bro.
Right.
I need
The
to see
Twisted
that.
Metal. The Twisted Metal on PS3 though, when they made the new one on a PS3, that shit was trash. I didn't like it at all.
Yeah,
No,
it was. It was
I
terrible.
need
You was
to
turning
feel
around the
that.
corner like Automan.
Tearing each other the fuck up, bro. I need to see that. I need to see it, man. Like, I think it would be good.
I need
man.
one thing from Sony. One thing.
What's
Announce that you're not making no more Godzilla games because I'm a Godzilla fan and them shits is horrible.
Yo,
I didn't buy that Godzilla game. Was that a first party studio
I didn't
that made
either.
that?
I borrowed it and I borrowed it from my local GameStop. My boys take care of me. And I was like, this shit looked like PlayStation 1. This
Who
was
made that,
it
though?
was horrible.
Was that a third party game or was that a PlayStation in-house made game?
It was a third party Japanese game. That game was horrible, man. I own every Godzilla. I even own that garbage Godzilla, Volante versus Godzilla.
I
Listen,
watched
man.
it looked like Mechasol landscape.
Nah, don't insult Mechasol, please.
It did, bro. It
No.
looked like a
It looked like-
Xbox One
That Godzilla was
OG
some
Xbox game.
Whoa! My man said road rash. I fuck with that.
I fuck with road
Whoa! hey, Kabuto Harris, whatever your name is, bro. Road rash. Used to fuck people up in road rash, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give y'all a history lesson. I walked in Macy's for the 3DO, $7.99.
Hell yeah.
And they had road rash, a dude on a motorcycle with a bat. I copped that.
That shit was dope, bro.
I copped it on the spot. Road rash and Need for Speed sold me on 3DO. That was crazy.
Well, they had that much software, but that shit was expensive as hell though. Back then.
Everything was.
Yo, it was ahead of its time too. 3DO.
Yeah. It was.
I had a Neo Geo. That done cost me $900.
Yeah, and $400 cartridges.
Bruh.
I had about five. Yo, look, I had about 5 of those in 3 years. I got rid of that real quick.
Real fast.
They was like, "You got the arcade in your house." I was like, "So what? This shit costs a lot.
Too much. Way too damn much. Yo, I'm
gonna have to start charging quarters. 42nd Street.
I was
still popping back then.
There was no. I'm about to start. If you want to play, it's a quarter. I don't give a damn what you play. You get 10 minutes, and then
I had about 5 games, man. I had the one with the wizard, and the rest of them was fighting games. The dude used to hop around the 2D level with the he had the big ass wizard hat. I don't even remember the name.
I know exactly.
Fucking $300-$400 cartridges.
Hold on. Also, too. Wait. Everybody here has Injustice, right? You got Injustice. Everybody got Injustice. All right, we gotta get this guild.
But Lemon sucks.
Yeah, I do too. But listen, I just won the motherfucking Mortal Kombat tournament. You guys slept on me. You know.
Yeah.
Shout out to my boy Z for knocking them out the blue niggas out of there, man.
Hey, yo, Dragon, that was some that shit took skills. I had the patience of Larry David. You see that shit, bro?
5-0, you hear me?
I saw you, boy. And you know what's crazy? I know you was getting busy. I had to be to work at 4 a.m. I'm in my bed on my tablet watching you bust this motherfucker head to the white meat. I said, you are getting. I couldn't even put the tablet there. I had to finish the fight. They was trying to bait you though.
I was in my zone, man. I was in the glow. Got the glow. Need the glow. The glow. The glow. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Ken said, "Yo, I've been drinking. I can't play no more."
He called that bitch Leroy glow on him.
Yo, good job, man.
I won, bro.
Very proud of you.
I couldn't fucking make a move. Yo, I ain't in my life concentrate ever so hard in the game. Like, you know what I mean? I couldn't make not one mistake. I walked that motherfucking down from 5-1, bro. 5-1.
Yo, that was crazy. Y'all went to sleep saying, "Let's go."
That boy took a sip of that Kool-Aid. That's how he came back. Why?
Yeah,
they tried to look. They tried to pressure him into going another round. He's like, "I've been drinking. We're not doing that." Homeboy was like, "I can't play tomorrow. The day after." He was like, "Okay." Nah, that was good, man. That was.
Yo, listen, I'm telling you, man, we going down on these live streams, man. Broadband Bullies, man. We out of here, though. Thanks for rocking out with us tonight. Like I said, we're going to probably make it every Tuesday unless something changes. We're going to do the actual podcast, get the other talk our shit, and, be streaming in tournaments and what you're doing the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Just make it happen.
Appreciate you. Out.
Right. Later.
Later.